Thank you so much. That was a surprise. I had asked her a long time ago, but I hadn't heard anything back, and I did not know that that was going to happen today. Heartlight, Neil Diamond sang that many years ago, and it's a song that has just really meant so much to me because I really believe in the importance of a heart connection. So, we're going to talk about nurturing our heart connection this morning. And I have a quote from our friend and teacher, Ernest Holmes. When we let the love that is within us go out to the God who is in all people and the divine presence that is in all things, then we are loving God with all our heart and with all our soul and mind, because we are recognizing that the Spirit within us is the same Spirit that we meet in others. Yes. So I am Cheryl Stromstad-Snyder. I am the chaplain and practitioner here. Very grateful to be in this community and be in service here. I grew up in a Scandinavian community in North Dakota. My family ancestors are from, well, you might as well say tundra, but Norway, a little bit of Denmark, but grew up in a real strong Scandinavian background. And this is a banner week for me. Amron and Sandy, can you come up here a second? Sandy has seen this. I don't think Amron has. Oh, upside down. I surprised them by asking them. This was my birthday week. And a dear friend from Florida sent me that. I cannot hide my age any longer. Thank you, girls. Thank you. Okay, yes, so the cat's out of the bag. You know, a lot of us don't want to let people know about our age. My stepdaughter's grandmother, when she passed away, her husband and family still didn't know how old she really was. She changed her driver's license. They had to find the birth certificate to find out how old Grandma was. I'm not that way, and this has been an awakening for me. 75, holy buckets, Batman, how did that happen? I can't be that old. My son just turned 54 this year, and I'm like, no, wait, that's not possible. I'm still thinking I'm in my 50s. Well, I can't lie to myself anymore, so I might as well just come out of the closet and tell you all how old I am. And I had a fabulous day. A good friend of mine gifted me a tea party at my house, an actual bona fide tea party. Many friends were there. And it was so beautiful. She even brought her Danish china. She brought all of this service. I mean, it was just remarkable, and made every single amount of the food that was on the table. It was just a lovely day. And so those that were at my party saw this banner, told me I had to bring it today, so I did what you asked. Thank you. Yes. So I've got a couple of affirmations that I want to read this morning. And this one came from a meditation earlier this week, and my mastermind group has already heard it. I choose to love myself from the inside out. I let go of ego, and I dive into spirit-filled joy. My life is great because I let go of false beliefs and embrace the truth of my worthiness. I have a new book that has come to me through a friend, and it's called In the Silence, 360 Days of Inspiration from Spirit by Suzanne Geisman. And this was the reading for December 12th. It's funny how these things kind of pop up as being in relation to what you're going to talk about this week. The heart is a muscle. You do not exercise enough. Allowed to be dormant, it can atrophy. It is easy to forget what true spiritual love feels like if you allow your humanness to dominate. It is not that the human does not have the capacity to love. It is that so many have forgotten to live as a whole blended being of spirit and a free-willed human. Exercise your heart with regularity. Focus on love no matter what is going on around you, and you will tone the most important muscle in your body. So now we get to talk about exercising. But it's different exercise. How do you exercise and cleanse your heart? Do you ever think about specifically cleansing out your heart so it doesn't atrophy? That word really struck me because we get into our routine. We get into our daily lives. We get into our humanness, and we forget about our spiritualness. So the first suggestion that I have is exercise loving. Not just loving everybody around you or everything that's going on. Love yourself. Ooh. Anybody have trouble with that one? Yeah. We are so hard on ourselves. And when we can clear that toxin out of our heart space, our heart starts to beat. It starts to beat. And then guess what? That heart connection starts to connect with others because that is opening up your energy, your aura, your essence. That loving connection is now opening up because you're cleaning out the toxins. And exercise compassion. Compassion for yourself as well. You know, as we age, so this is kind of like I celebrate aging. That's kind of going to be part of the topic today. But aging can be quite challenging. It's not just the number that's appearing on your driver's license. It's what's happening to our bodies. It's what's happening in our lives. All of a sudden, we're expected to accept being a gray hair. COVID was the best thing that happened for women, I believe, when they quit coloring their hair and they went natural and started to turn gray. And we see how many beautiful gray-haired women walking around embracing their beauty by letting their hair go natural. I think that was just one of the best blessings that we had. Exercise forgiveness. Well, y'all, if anybody's had a treatment with me, you know that I go into a session of self-forgiveness. I forgive myself for believing that I am not worthy. I forgive myself for believing that I am not good enough. I forgive myself for taking all the blame for everything that's happened to me in my entire life. I forgive myself for forgetting the truth of who I am. What is that truth? I am a spiritual being walking in human form. I forgive myself for forgetting that I am a divine connection. Okay, is any of this resonating with you of how you forgive yourself? And the truth is, well, let's talk about difficult times that have happened in your life. I was sexually assaulted when I was 12 by a family friend. Many other people have gone through similar situations, and I know I've mentioned it before when I've talked. It took a lot of work to get through that. And when things started to come out about the pedophiles, the Epstein crisis, boy, that brought back some PTSD for me. And I thought I had done a lot of healing. And here it was in my face again, all these years later. I forgive myself for forgetting that I was strong enough to get him to stop. As a 12-year-old girl, I got him to stop. But the trauma of all of that carried with me all of my life. So now I go into a self-forgiveness. And it took a lot for me to say, I forgive him. but it's also a necessary part of the process. It doesn't mean you have to want them in your neighborhood or living next door to you. That's not what it means. I forgive him for forgetting who he is. He forgot his truth, right? He forgot that he was a spiritual being in human form. He was damaged. And he damaged a little girl that was a light, bright child, innocent and naive, and changed her life forever. And for all of you that have been through that, you know what I'm talking about. Yes, love and bless us all. I took a sidetrack. I hadn't meant to, but you know how it is, you get up here and other things come out and they're important, and that was one. And so that exercise in forgiveness, I think, is one of the most healing things that you can do for yourself and for clearing the toxicities out of your heart. And exercise gratitude. So that's only 4 exercises. That's pretty little, you know. A lot of times when you take some of these self-help modalities and you go into mindfulness training, you go into Sufi training, that's pretty intense. When you do the ecstatic dancing, there's a lot that goes to that. Or if you just decide that you're going to start walking for exercise. Man, getting that first step out of the door can be really tough, right? The first day, and then maybe the second day, and then the 4th day, you're like, forget it. Get to day 5, things are better. Yeah. So we can step into gratitude now. Oh, there's so much going on. You know, when you talk about aging, there's so many topics related to it. It's hard to narrow it down to one little thing. We could go into, well, let's see. I'll just take hearing. That's another thing that happens to many of us as we go through the aging process. I could not sing in the choir because I could not match the pitch. And that was the key to me that I experienced hearing loss, because I have sung in choirs all of my life. And I have a voice that projects and carries, and when I could not hear my pitch as an alto, I knew that I was going to take everybody else off key. So I had to go down to my favorite place, Costco, and get a hearing test. And guess what? I have hearing aids now. And it's fine. It's a celebration. I'm so grateful. But you know, it's a little bit of a challenge when you have 2 people in the house that are both experiencing hearing loss, and they don't wear their hearing aids at the same time. And so there's sometimes some miscommunications that happen. Owen didn't know I was going to Costco. I didn't know he was going to Costco. We came back that day with 4 chickens, plus multiple cans of whipped cream, yeah, which we still have. At least they last, you know. So anyway, the challenges of aging can be definitely reframed. Reframe it into something positive. Take a class. Don't isolate. And when I talk about hearing, hearing can be the most isolating thing that happens to someone who is aging. Because you can't hear, it's hard to communicate. People get impatient because they're constantly repeating things. Take care of yourself. Step into those things that you know you need to do and you don't want to admit to. I didn't want to admit, no, I don't have a hearing loss. No, but I do. So embrace what you can, love what you can to get out of that self-sabotage. So now when you're getting into this aging process and you can't do things that you used to do, what do? Give up? Oh, come on. Don't sweat the small stuff. Remember that saying from long ago, don't sweat the small stuff? Well, it's still true. Embrace the beauty that comes to your way, little things. It might be an opportunity to talk with your grandchildren on a video. It might be going to coffee with your best friends. It might be lunch at my favorite restaurant, Chocolat. I can promote that, can't I, from here? Thank you, yeah. Yeah. But those types of things are so important to make sure that you are celebrating who you are. And that opens your heart connection. It all does. So I so firmly believe in the heart connection. Many times you hear me in my prayers that say, open your heart. So right now, I want you, if you don't mind, to put your right hand over your heart. Now, I'm kind of at a disadvantage because I need two hands. Take your left hand and put it over your heart and match your thumbs so that there's like a little heart opening in your thumbs. And this is a position that you can be in for meditation. So let's just take a breath now and go into a little bit of a heart meditation. So instead of breathing into the lungs, this time, I want you to breathe into that opening that's created between your thumbs and project that breath directly into your heart center. It feels different. It feels completely different. You have now got a radiant ball of light between those thumbs, and that radiant light is going into your heart center. And breathe easy and gently with that. And now we're going to breathe in attributes. And the first one is compassion. So take a breath into that heart center and breathe in compassion. Oceanic, boundless, limitless compassion. Invite that compassion into your heart space. And as you continue your breath, be sure you continue it into your heart center. And the next one is innate harmony. Breathe in innate harmony. It is the calm in the midst of the chaos. Call in innate harmony to join us in body. The still point in the eye of the hurricane. Using your voice and breath, call it in to join you in meditation. And now another deep breath. And inhale healing presence. Take a deep breath with healing presence. This is the desire and longing towards healing. This is love in action. Invite healing presence into your heart space. And take another deep breath. Breathe into your heart center. And now breathe in unconditional love. Reverence. The ability to perceive each thing for what it is. The ability to appreciate each thing for exactly what it is without trying to change it. Take a breath and gently come back. This meditation you can do for 10 minutes in the morning, and it will change your day. The difference of breathing into that heart center is powerful. This is a meditation by Dr. Andrew Weil, W-E-I-L, and you can find it on YouTube, of course. But when I found it, it was so perfect. And I sent it to one of my friends, and she's like, wow, I use this every day, and she just loves it. 10 minutes a day. And you're doing another healing process for your heart center. Yes. I have one quick little story, and then I'm going to get off the stand up here. And unfortunately, my husband is not awake. But we understand those things happen as we age. But a few weeks ago, my husband and I were driving in the pickup. I was driving, and he was riding shotgun. And we were at a turn lane to go left over by the Catholic Church in Watsonville, which is where we live. And he's got his window open. It's a nice day. He's got his arm out the window. And a car pulls up next to the window, and a woman says, "Well, aren't you a fine-looking man?" I looked around my husband and went, "Hi." And she said, "Oh, and I bet your wife thinks so, too." It was great for his ego. It was great for mine. I mean, man, I got a man that's still a catch. I'm sure that she thought that there were two guys in a truck, but here I was the driver. And so that's the end of my talk today. I think this was a great time, and I love my husband very much. He has stayed with me 35 years. So, yeah. Okay, let's close with a real quick prayer, and then we're going to go on to the rest of the day. So continuing that breath, knowing that each of us have a heart light that can be ignited and can shine all the time. That heart light that is in our heart connection. How beautiful. How beautiful it is to know that we can tap into that inner light within ourselves and we can activate that loving presence. That loving presence that is the divine source of all love. It is the power, the truth of who we are. And as we open that connection today, send that light. You're really activated right now because we just did that really brief meditation. Send that light out to someone that you know needs your love, that needs your light. Whether you know them or not, it doesn't matter. I believe that the power of that love ignites in that individual that you're sending it to, and that can fire light to another person that needs light and another person that needs light, and it can go around the planet, one light at a time. And so on this day, we are so grateful to be able to gather together to celebrate the wisdom and the love and the truth that we are worthy of, that we deserve, because we have said yes to remembering the truth of who we are. We are the heart light of the universe. We are divine love, walking as spiritual beings in human form. And our task is to always light our light from the heart. And so it is.